Let's create search filter using binary search in React.js. So you need React app first. You can create it with the command npx create React app and app name. So that I have already done, so I will not run that command. After that you need to run npm run start. So if you look at the package.json file, you will see that start command runs our React app. Yeah, so you will need to run that. So it will open our app in localhost 3000. Okay, then let's minimize this, we don't need the terminal. Okay, so let's go to app.js file and make some changes. So I will just start by defining h1, maybe search filter list. Yeah, list. Okay, let's save it and see. Okay, it is working. Then so like very basic thing we need is input field, right? So we can type in it. So I will give it some placeholder like search. Yeah, this is our weird input. Okay, let's make it little bit better. So input padding 10 pixel and font size, I don't know, 20 pixel maybe. Okay, now it is better. Let's ignore the css problem. Okay, let's focus on the our main task. So first we need the users data, right? Some users list. From that we need to filter. So I will just create some 2-3 users maybe. So first name Akash, then I will just copy it 2 more times. Second Bob, and let's get my name Pawan. Yeah, so yeah, look out for IDs. Yeah, ID should be okay. Now to see, to render that list, right, we need to, let's use our br to break here, and let's render that list users dot map. So for loop, so here we will get each user, and then in bracket we need to return the JSX, right? So here in the p tag only, and here again JS user dot name. So if I give it a save, we can see the list right from here. See, I saw a lot of people get confused here, right? So curly brackets and then return. So what you can do, you can remove this and this part. So basically you are saying that basically this is JavaScript, you are returning directly. So when you do curly brackets, you need to mention like return, but when you do this 90 bracket, then you don't need to write return, right? So if I give this a save, it will still work because I'm indirectly returning from here. Okay, so yeah, this will reduce some code, I guess. Let's yeah, but let's give it a space maybe. Yeah, that looks nice, much nicer, this one. Okay, so now we have shown the list, and now obviously the search will not work because we have not written anything. So now we will start by defining it. Okay, so first thing we need is a state, right? So we don't need this logo thing. Import useState. What I want, useState. Yeah, useState from React. Then to hold the state of the input value, we will define this const search term is the right word, and set space set search term, and by default the value will be always blank, right? Because there is nothing when it loads, right? Okay, so you know what, let's start with a linear search and then we will shift it to binary search. Maybe that will be easier for understanding and for other users also. Yeah. So okay, search term is also done. Now what do we need to do in input, right? We need to set the value to the state value. So state value is that search term. And then on change, like if we change the search term input, then we need to update the state also, right? So e and then set search term. Here we are setting the state value. So e dot target dot value, right? Okay, let's give it a save and maybe refactor it. Yeah, save, refactor. Okay, now the state value is being updated because we are not doing anything with it, so it won't show anything, right? So let's start by writing some modular code, right? So what we will do, we will define the linear function, right? Linear search function. So let's start by writing it, linear search, const linear search, and then in here we need two things, like the original array, like whatever the array we are using here, right? That array, and basically the target as in whatever we are whatever our is search term, right? So array and target, and here we just need to define the function body, linear function body. So what is it? Like linear search, basically linear search is nothing but so if there is array, right? So this is like two keys inside that, so 1 comma 2 comma 3. So basically it will go through each one and then it will check. Yep. So I will not define the whole for loop and checking thing. I will just write like array dot filter, that also does the same thing, so that will also work out, right? Okay, so this is again callback function in user. So we will check like user dot name, since I'm passing the whole array here, right? So users array I'm passing here and then I'm looping through it. So we will get like each object which I'm calling user, and user dot name. So each object has name property, right? So that's why user dot name, and we will convert that to lowercase. So in case it will be a very powerful search, right? To lowercase, and if that includes, so if this text includes whatever we have typed, which is basically target, right? So if that includes the target, but target also we need to call this like lowercase, so that will be again a very good quality search. Yeah. Okay, so we have completed our linear search function. Now what do we need to do? Now see in here, right? We need to create a function filtered list, and here we need to call our function linear search, and then we will pass our users, so our initial users array, and then search term, initial search term. So on load, so by default 3 values are there, and in search term there is no value, null, I mean blank value. Yeah. So filtered list will contain the exactly 3, right? 3 items. Okay, so let's go to our list. So here user.map. Now instead of users, we will just simply replace it with the filtered list, and that will do our work. So if I save it and go here and refresh, and if I type now Akash, so you can see like it is working, right? Akash. And then if I type Bob, let's say Pawan, and Pawan will also work, right? if I type some random nonsense, so it will not work, right? Okay, so okay, let's handle some cases, right? I mean the problems in our code. So first problem is, if you inspect it, it will show warning because it our items doesn't have key. So it will user.id, yeah, because user array has id, so we will provide the unique identifier for each element, right? So if I refresh now, the warning is gone. Okay, also semantically this is wrong. On like directly under division, there shouldn't be a p tag, it should be under ul and li. Okay, let's do that. Let's follow good practices, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's give it save. And okay, that was the UI looks very weird now, but it still works. We need to write some css to like list style none, that will remove that.